Okay, in this part of the lesson, we're going to be working through writing inequalities from a number sentence. So an inequality, once again, is a mathematical sentence that compares expressions. It contains the symbols of less than, greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. And I know sometimes those symbols are hard to read. So I kind of have snippet tooled this little chart out of your book. So this is also in your book if you want to reference back to it for those of you that need it. It's like page 126, I think. So it's just giving us some samples of some wording that might be used. So for the symbol, they might use is less than or is fewer than. For that greater than symbol, they might use the word greater than or more than. For that third symbol over, the less than or equal to is usually what's stated, but they could also use at most or no more than. And then the last one is greater than or equal to. They might also use the wording at least or no less than. And we used a few of these in the activity for this lesson. So now we're just going to kind of practice them a little bit more. So it says a number is greater than 1. Okay, so here I'm seeing the word greater than. This is the symbol we're going to use. A number, we can pick any letter that we want because we don't know what number that is. So we'll use M, or I guess they wanted us to use N. Just so you know, it doesn't matter to me, even if they tell you a certain letter. If you want to use your own letter, that's okay. Is greater than, so this is the symbol we're going to use. 1 is the number that was stated. So there's our inequality from a number sentence. So in our activity, we worked a little bit with this. We also worked with the picture and writing an inequality from the graphed picture. And now we're going to go off of just a number sentence. Okay, once again, these are they're kind of hard, so they take practice. You have to practice them and breaking down the wording. Okay, so let's look at our wording. A number Q, so they want us to use Q, plus 5, so Q plus 5 is greater than or equal to. So greater than or equal to. So let's find where that's at. I'm seeing it right here. Greater than or equal to negative 7.9. So we have the number was negative 7.9. And Q plus 5. And then the symbol, well, we circled it in this column, so we're going to use that symbol. So that's greater than or equal to. Now, at this point, we haven't worked with solving a one step. That'll kind of come into play in sections 2 and 3. So for right now, we're just going through and actually writing the equation, which we've done some equation writing. It's just that now we're going to be including some inequality symbols. A number X is at most negative 10. So the number or the letter they want us to use is X, and the number was negative 10. So is at most. We're looking for at most negative 10, which means even if I didn't have that table, which I can use that to kind of reference back to, even if I didn't have that table, I should be able to at least come up with somewhat of an idea. So could it be negative 10? Yes, because it's at most negative 10, which means then it would have to be negative 10 could be the biggest number, so X has to be smaller than that. So smaller than, well, negative 10 would have to be the bigger number. And if it's at most, it could include negative 10. So that's the symbol that we're using. But I also noticed that that is in this column. And it might be that when you're first starting out, you need to use that little table. Once again, that's at the beginning of 4.1 in your hardcover book. Pretty sure it's page 126. Okay, twice a number P is fewer than 7. Okay, so we have to understand, first of all, what does twice a number mean? Twice a number would mean 2 times a number. And they want us to use the letter P. So you guys are used to seeing when we multiply the number right next to the letter. So 2P is fewer than. So normally we would say is fewer than 7. Well, is we would say is equals, but it's not, because we're saying it's fewer than 7, so smaller than 7. Okay, so smaller than, that means 7's the bigger number, so it's getting eaten. So that's what our inequality should look like. 2p is less than 7, and I am noticing I do have fewer than right there, and notice it is the same symbol that I used. Try one more. Once again, some different wording. Thrice a number p is more than -7/2. Thrice a number. Thrice a number would mean 3 times a number, and they want us to use p for the number. Is, so that's where I'm going to do my inequality symbol, more than -5.2. So, or sorry, 5/2. So could it include 5/2? -5/2. If it's more than, no, it will not include that. So it can't be one of these because it's not including. So I'm going to go ahead and write my -5/2 so I don't forget it. And thrice a number is more than that. So that means it's the number that's bigger or getting eaten. So that's what my inequality is. And if I wanted to look up above, is more than is right here. And notice that is the symbol that I used. So 3p is greater than -5/2, or is more than 5/2. Okay, so that's it for this part of the lesson. Once again, these just take practice. If you have to rely on that chart, you can, but hopefully you'll become better at it the more that you use it. Good luck with this.